Since 1985, the dedication of the Plymouth Area Coalition for the Homeless to social justice and compassion has empowered independence in families and individuals seeking basic needs. In this, our final Telly's episode, we bring you the Silver Award winner for charitable organizations. Here's Plymouth Area Coalition on the local scene.
So in 1985, a group of concerned citizens in the town of Plymouth, greater Plymouth actually, became aware of an excessive number of families and individuals that were living in the state forest, as well as in their cars throughout town. So they mobilized, and what started as a very grassroots organization to address the needs of homeless families has then developed and grown both in size and scope to include several programs. You know, simply put, the mission is really to provide shelter and basic needs support, including food, to individuals and families throughout the greater Plymouth area. We cover 22 communities. We like to believe that our programs all are centered around providing social justice and always delivered with a great deal of compassion. And that's what we work toward, and we hope that we do effectively. There are many reasons why people find them in this situation, that they need emergency assistance shelter, changing economic conditions, and all of a sudden, abruptly, you find yourself in need of housing. Unfortunately, a great number of people have poor credit or no credit. So finances and economic conditions, unexpected illness certainly can cause problems. Sudden job loss, we saw that just recently with COVID, where so many people, all of a sudden, they just found themselves without any income. And no matter what programs the state and the federal government could put forward, it still resulted in homelessness and greater need for many, many people.
You know, obviously before COVID, everybody's working like crazy. We happened to run into an issue where we were renting and the owner needed the apartment for himself. So at that point we were out. You know, my family and I were trying to figure out our own situation, and then my son's mother got hospitalized and passed away. So with that and COVID all together, finances get a little tough. Becoming a single parent, not easy. So here we are.
In the middle of COVID, I was not able to meet my rent. Because of COVID, I was not removed from my apartment right away. I actually stayed there for almost a year with rent still building up that I couldn't pay. I was evicted from my apartment as soon as the restrictions lifted. And actually, I didn't get into here right away. We were in hotels and staying with different people, and it was really a rough time. But I was really glad when we finally got accepted to come here. I was grateful that it was in an area that I was familiar with, so that I could continue to do the things that I needed to do. My kids were able to stay in their local schools, which was really important to me.
Well, everything started with the pandemic. It was diabetes, and also I have high blood pressure. So I stopped working because I was very high risk. When everything started to go down and slow, the rent is expensive, so stopped working, and then I separated with the partner I have. So for a single mother with 3 kids, it was hard to keep up with everything. The rent is way too expensive and impossible, and then I become to live with my son and families. Sometimes they hear friends, and so I decided, well, it's time for me to get something real, not being here and there. And I hear about a lot about the shelters, and it was really scary at the beginning. It was good that I did, that I called, and I'm here now. At least it's a place where you can go.
And without question, you know, the elephant in the room certainly is housing is unaffordable. The housing wage is over $36 an hour. Not everyone can work. You can be disabled. And now you're on SSI. Your income is very limited. And how do you afford rents? Our job, first and foremost, as an EA shelter, is to help our families identify housing. And we take it a step further and really want to be sure that it's self-sustainable. We're fortunate we live in a state that has recognized this for a good long time, but with growing, especially on the South Shore, tremendously difficult to identify an apartment. But the team here at the Coalition is definitely dedicated to really working and trying to help everyone overcome those obstacles and identify a place for their family.
The case manager that was here at the time found a program that was a pilot program that they were just starting, and me and my family were accepted into the program, which got us a voucher really quickly. And I was just so grateful that this came across, and I applied right away. I made sure that I turned in every follow-up thing, but then the searching of the apartment was really difficult. Or if I went to a showing, it would be, oh, well, your application one of, 50, or I'd go to a showing and it would be, you're the 20th person we've had here for the showing today. And that really, it made it very difficult because there was so many people that could apply for these apartments. Now, I was looking at private apartments, but everywhere I went, there were so many people that wanted these apartments. A lot of them were even willing to pay more than the asking. And yeah, it made it really difficult to find a place. I looked for a long time.
The EA shelter program is definitely a wonderful opportunity for families that find themselves homeless. That said, it is a program, and we talk about that all the time. There are expectations and responsibilities. The head of the household is responsible to make sure that their assigned chore is taken care of on a daily basis. There are curfews. You're sharing, it's congregate living. So you have rights and responsibilities, but we also want you to respect the rights and responsibilities of everyone else that's here. Yes, it's a program, but it's a program designed to help these people, these individuals, move forward and really be out and take care of their families themselves, and that's what they want. That's really what they want.
Overall, it hasn't been bad at all. They give you more access to services. Obviously, it's a safe place for my kid. Low hassle, and again, anything we need, all we have to do is ask. It makes moving forward a little easier. My biggest concern right now is housing near my son's school. He has autism. He's been in a special ed program since kindergarten. He's 11 now, he's in 6th grade. And with all the, trauma he's gone through and all the crazy stuff in our lives, the biggest thing is keeping him in that educational circle for his own mental stability. So they're trying to help me find apartments and rental assistance and everything up in that direction to keep him in the most stable environment we can. So that's the biggest thing for, and anything I need, like I said, they helped us apply for public housing assistance, weekly searches. We meet once a week and go through all the housing stuff, which is, again, my biggest issue.
So in addition to providing emergency assistance shelter for homeless families, the Coalition also runs the FAIR program, which is a family and individual resource program providing clothing, household, and furniture to families and individuals that need those resources. Certainly our food pantry, the Coalition Food Pantry, is a tremendous resource to those people in our community that need support. We also are very proud to operate the Children's Holiday Fund. Children's Holiday Fund provides holiday gifts and winter clothing and holiday meal baskets for over 500 children.
The Coalition offered me, the food pantry and Christmas help and, things like that I wasn't going to be able to do for my children. I really still care about a lot of the residential staff here. They were just kind and caring people who really showed you that you mattered. And that was so important, because when you come into a shelter, your self-esteem can be pretty low at that point. And just for somebody to acknowledge you and say, I see you, I hear you, you're a person.
We want their stay while in shelter to be comfortable. We want to create an environment where, while they're here on a temporary basis, we want them to be able to still enjoy the memory making that all families do with their children. So while we want them to have happiness and share memorable moments while they're here, the idea is not that this is your home. It's a place where you know you can be safe and where you have people around you that will help ensure that you can keep your family fed, clothed, safe, and that there is a plan so that you can have your own family home.
My family and I have been through worse, unfortunately. Years ago, we had a similar situation with finances. I was injured. My girl was having trouble finding work, so we're kind of used to the process to a certain extent. It's new with just my youngest and I, but overall, it hasn't been bad. You know, he has a little trouble dealing with other people. His boundaries are a little tough, so I know people get a little frustrated, but everybody's been really gracious with him. You know, they've tried to be as mindful as they could to the situation, so getting along with everybody's relatively simple. Everybody does their own thing.
Sometimes I see people and they are like in a worse situation and they make me think, well, I'm not that, I can do it, I can go up. I just have to do things better and I can do it myself. It's just there's a little hard because I got 3 kids and I'm a single mother, but I know you can get out of it. They help you getting housing. They'll help you getting in your feet. They will help you. I know it's someone there. There's someone here to help me to do the right thing.
Well, the biggest thing is I want to be somewhere stable for my son and I don't want to depend on everybody else, you know, rooming with family members, doing this, doing that. So I want to get him where he needs to be and figure out our base of operations and build from there. Get working again, get things moving. All you can do is go and go. At least we know we have somewhere to come home to. We don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about anything. You know, if God forbid you couldn't get food, they'd help you figure it out. If you couldn't get around, they'd do it.
I want to say that the thing that gave me the most hope was, you know, just knowing there had to be something out there for me. There had to be. I'm a Christian woman. My faith is very strong, and you know that is something that really got me through my time here. And now I'm in this beautiful home. It really was, if anything could have been my dream apartment, this was it. This is absolutely it. I love it there. I'm so happy. I think, you know, you need to really keep that hope alive because it's a fight. It's a fight to get out of here. It really is. It's a battle, and you really need to be able to cling on to hope.
Anytime you have the opportunity to improve someone else's life, it certainly is a joyful moment. For us, when we can identify housing for a family and they move on, it's wonderful. Across the towns of the South Shore, we receive so much support for our work. The food pantry, just wonderful response from individuals, from organizations, from businesses, foundations, the banks. We couldn't do nearly what we do or make the difference we do in lives if it weren't for the communities all around us. And that's absolute truth. And there but for a cast of thousands, you know, we get to see those joyful moments. But yeah, that I think, you know, anytime you can help anybody, and sometimes the littlest thing you do for someone means the world to them.
For more information on the many services the Plymouth Area Coalition provides, visit the organization's website or find the coalition on Facebook.
Hi friends, if you like this video by The Local Scene, share a love and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe.